See, I got my umbrella. I think it's gonna rain all day. But I'm here at New Home Primitive Baptist Church, which is right here. And this is the final resting place for James Jackson Kitchens, my third great-grandfather, and Jahaza White Kitchens. And I believe her mother and father are buried out here too, but I haven't been able to locate their graves yet. But there are a lot of whites that are buried out here. There's some there, so I'm gonna do a little research on those. And just off of where all the whites are buried are James and Jahaza. They're right next to these here. So this here is James Jackson Kitchens. Now, he was born, we share the same birth date, September 28th, except he was born in 1842, and he died September 29th, November 13th, 1902. And his epitaph reads, "Heaven is my home." Now, James came to this area from Georgia, and lost my phone. There we go. Anyway, James, he came from Georgia. I believe Warren County or Wilkinson County, I can't remember. But he came to Elba, Alabama, and we're actually in Excel, just outside of Monroeville, where he had a farm. But before that, when he first got here, he was a school teacher for about 20 years. And he taught school in the Elba community. And this was 1870, and then he moved to Monroe County, which we're in right now, and that was probably 1875 or so, and then in 1880 he purchased 175 acres along with his mother-in-law, who also purchased 175 acres. And he had a brother-in-law, Seaburn White, that also had a farm, and they were all in this community. They were all together, and so he farmed. And James and Jahaza, that's where they're the father and mother of John Alonzo, or Lawn Kitchens. Now, James Jackson, they called him Jack, so people knew him by the name Jack. And he he only got to farm for about 10 years. He died fairly young age. I say that because I'm 63. He died at 62. So he died farming. Now, this is Jahaza Kitchens, and her maiden name was White, and she was born April 17th, 1848, and died August 12th, 1918. her epitaph says, "Sleep on, dear." Mother, sleep on, dear mother, and can't read that. So I don't know if we can read that. Sleep on, dear mother, and take thy keep. So there's not much I found out about Jahaza, other than she was, I think she actually died at Bryce Hospital in Tuscaloosa, which was an insane asylum. That time of, you know, in the 1900s, a lot of women would be diagnosed with hysteria. And I think it was just one of those situations where they were just tired of fighting with everybody and fussing with everybody, that you know, the people around them would take them to the doctor, and the doctor would say, "Oh, she's got hysteria, we're going to send her up to Bryce Hospital and they'll cure her." So they either came out of there or they died. So she did die at Bryce Hospital. But James Jackson, there is a story, and I haven't completely solidified this yet, but it's an interesting story. The mother of James Jackson, I believe, is Nancy Davidson Kitchens, and she had a younger brother who got into a fight towards the, you know, around 1869, and the person he got in a fight with died. So he was going to be arrested, and she arranged for him and James to flee Georgia, and that's how they wound up in Elba. James and her brother lived in a boarding house in Elba, a Mr. Clayhorn. It was his home, and they lived there, and her brother worked as a farmhand, and James worked as a school teacher. So there is a high probability that is the right genealogy, and his father would have been Bose Benjamin Kitchens. So still working on that to get all the details, but that's as close as I can get. But I hope you enjoyed the tour. We're definitely out in the middle of nowhere in Excel, Alabama, and this is just a little southwest of Monroeville, which I'm headed over to Porter Cemetery, and you know, that's where Annie Mae Kitchens from the previous video, you know, that was a Musgrove. That's where her mother his final resting place is. So I'm gonna head that way, and we'll catch y'all later. Talk to you later. Bye.